Joined in our Washington studio by Jonathan Broder. He's a senior writer for Newsweek magazine covering national security. Jonathan, welcome to our program.
Good to see you.
So what do you make of the latest we've heard from Turkey's President Erdogan? He certainly didn't mince any words here. He said this was premeditated murder.
No, he didn't. And it's clear that what he's doing is he is now confirming what Turkish intelligence has been telling journalists over the past week or so, giving details. Now, he didn't confirm some of the specific details. For example, the fact that the Turks have audio and even perhaps video of the murder. But he's signaling to the Saudis that he is willing to put the name of the head of state of Turkey behind these accusations, which is very, very serious, since it happened in Turkey.
Do you think so far they've taken the right approach, the Turkish government, when it comes to this murder and this investigation? Are they doing it all correctly?
Well, I think what's happening is that Turkey is, and Erdogan specifically, is trying to use the fact of this murder. I mean, I don't think anyone really disputes.
Point,
I mean,
yes.
Everyone is admitting that he got murdered. The question is whether it was premeditated or, as the Saudis claim, an accident. I think what Turkey is trying to do is use it for leverage. Turkey and Saudi Arabia are rivals within the Middle East. Each one wants to be the leader of the Sunni world, which is the largest part of the Arab world, or the Muslim world. Turkey's economy is in trouble. They could use money. It could be perhaps that Turkey is trying to leverage what Turkey knows and what he hasn't quite revealed yet for some sort of payoff.
For some kind of leverage.
Yes.
Talk to us about the response, or some might argue lack of a strong response, at least initially, from the Trump administration, really reluctant to condemn outright the killing of Jamal Khashoggi. Now the president seems to be going back and saying, yeah, you know, he's disappointed and feels betrayed by the Saudis. How complicated is this relationship and the close ties that the United States has with Saudi Arabia? How much of a problematic thing is that in really coming out and holding the Saudis accountable to the murder of a journalist? One
thing I think everybody has to remember is that the U.S.-Saudi relationship has never been based on values. It has always been
based on money?
It's always been based on interests. It started out in 1945 on Valentine's Day when Franklin Roosevelt met with King Ibn Saud on the deck of the USS Quincy in the Great Bitter Lake. And they cut a deal where the United States would provide physical security, military security for Saudi Arabia from external enemies, not internal, but external enemies, in return for guaranteed oil supplies.
Does that mean a free pass for Saudi Arabia?
Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't. The problem now isn't the relationship between the United States and Saudi Arabia. The problem now is Mohammed bin Salman and the way that he has been running things in Saudi Arabia. There is an enormous amount of Saudi Arabian investment in the United States. Not only do they buy billions of dollars worth of weapons, they buy billions of dollars worth of regular civilian goods, civilian airplanes. They are invested in American banks. They're invested in Silicon Valley, in high-tech companies. And that's all well and good. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is the way MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, as he's known, has been running the country. He's very authoritarian. He's arrested members of the Saudi royal families. He's ended the Saudi tradition of reaching decisions by consensus within the family. And if people get in his way, he murders them.
Vice President Pence, we're running out of time, Jonathan. I just want to get to this. Vice President Pence has said that Khashoggi's murder will not go without an American response. Will there be some kind of response from this administration?
My feeling is that if Trump himself, because it's very complicated for Trump, his son-in-law is very tight with MBS.
Conflicts of interest.
If Trump himself doesn't do it, Congress will do it.
All right, we'll leave it there. Jonathan Broder, thank you, as always.